Tonerock, baby. You know the vibe. I'm here to chop it up.
Bitch, I'm big dude.
Big bull.
Bitch, I'm big dude.
Let's do it. Hey man, I'm here with that boy Tonerock. Tone, how you feeling?
I feel good, man. God is good.
Already. Hey man, we at this beautiful rooftop right now. Talk to me. Where we at, Tone?
We at the Dream Hotel. Big shout out to Naked Taco, one of our official sponsors, baby. Letting everything happen today.
For sure. Shout out to Naked Taco for sponsoring us for this interview. So Tone, man, you got all this little crazy stuff, little art stuff around you. Talk to me, man. Walk us through, man. What's all this?
To be honest with you, man, it was just something that I was inspired, you know, by Virgil, you know, and his passing. Rest in peace to Virgil, you know, the creator of Off-White.
Okay.
You know, he did an interview and he was like, man, you know, my clothes is expensive for a reason.
Right.
You know, my clothes is not for everybody, you know. And if you can't afford my clothes, you know, I made it to inspire new artists and just people that want to do fashion.
Right.
And ever since I was young, I've always been, you know, into fashion and, you know, trying to look swaggy, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I said, man, you know, them $800 jackets, they're taking a toll on my bank account.
Right.
You know, no matter how rich you are, you know, you got to figure out a way to cut your costs, you know what I'm saying? And to make your profit margin go up.
Right.
So I said, you know what, I'm going to start making my own clothes.
Okay.
You know, and it's something that my father told me when I was young. He said, man, you should make your own clothes. Just put your name on the shirt, man. You never know.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of inspiring and a lot of businesses start. It just start with that one idea, that one step that you got to take, and you have to grow. So Tone, man, let's talk about it. Where you from?
I was originally born in New York City.
Right.
In Manhattan, Columbia Presbyterian.
Okay.
South of New York, baby, in the building. We out here.
Okay.
And you know, when I was young, I had asthma and I was very sick.
Okay.
So my parents, you know, my mom said, you know, let's make the move to Miami. You know, like back then, Miami was, you know, the cocaine cowboys. Miami
For sure.
was the place to be.
So what like estimated? What year was that?
I was in like 1988.
Okay.
You know, so I was young. I was like 2 years old. I tell everybody, I'm from Dade County, baby, 305.
For sure.
We representing the South.
Already. So do you like ever visit New York at all?
Yeah, of course. I go to see my family, my grandmother, my aunt. There's a lot of people up there, my cousins. I got a lot of friends up there. Shout out my best friend, Joey Cracks.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Epidemic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Talk to me, man. So what's it like?
Solid guy.
For sure. Talk to me. So what is your relationship with that boy Crap, man?
To be honest with you, bro, he's like one of the people that keep me grounded, man. Like he just knows that, you know, the DJs and the artists, you know, they live in a certain realm. You can call it a bubble. You can call it a facade.
Okay.
You know, like some people are living a life that's really not their life.
Right.
You know, it happened to me in my earlier stages of my career that, you know, like I said, you're too busy worrying about Christian Dior and Balenciaga, you know, and you're not paying your bills, you know, just to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the honest truth, man. Like they call it faking the funk.
Yeah, for sure.
And it gets to a point, man, that you can't fake it no more when you gotta pay your bills.
No, for sure. So being from Dade County, seeing all the luxurious cars, you know what I'm saying? All these big buildings, skyscrapers. So like, I know you were saying basically that you basically trying to keep up with a lifestyle. Would you say Miami like forces you to keep up with something that you're not?
150,000%.
Right.
Miami right now is the number one.
Right.
Most expensive real estate.
Yep, for sure.
It just beat New York. It just beat, I believe, San Diego.
Yeah, LA.
For the number one most expensive place for real estate and for renters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's outrageous.
It is outrageous, you know. But if you want to be in the city with the glitz and glamour, where Drake is pulling up, you never know where Future's gonna be.
Right.
You got Paris Hilton. You got the biggest celebrities here all day. Like you're pretty much paying for the atmosphere,
right?
The ambiance, the weather.
Yeah. It's deeper than what it is.
It's deeper than rap.
Yeah,
it really is deeper than rap. You know, Miami is his own country.
Right.
You know, it's not his own city. It's not his own state.
Right.
Miami is Miami.
Right.
Miami is the center of the, I believe, of the world.
Right.
For the simple fact that all music that comes out of Miami, let me say that again. If you want to make music and you want to blow up, you start in Miami.
Right.
Because then if Miami's popping it off, then Boston, New York, Colombia, Ibiza, Barcelona, all these other countries are gonna catch wave because Miami is the place to be.
For sure, for sure. So let me ask you this, man. Being from Miami, you know, I work with a lot of people, I met a lot of people. What is it about Florida that we can't simply just come together and be like a Atlanta, a LA? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we have so much egos down here? And you're a DJ, so you see some of this stuff firsthand.
And I work with it on a daily basis, man.
Right.
I've worked in the gentleman's club, you know, aka strip club game ever since I started.
Right.
And look, they're checking out the hats. They like the hats.
For sure, for sure.
It's all love.
For sure.
You know, to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of people in Miami got something to prove.
Right.
And people come to Miami to fit in.
Right.
You know, not everybody may have the confidence, you know, the moral support.
Right.
You never know what's on the other side of that grass, like they say. You know,
for sure.
So that's why, you know, I've always believed that, you know, it's the golden rule. And if people don't know the golden rule, I'm gonna teach you something today.
Right.
Just treat others how you want to be treated.
That part.
You know, so if everybody treated everybody with respect, with integrity, with honesty, this world would be a lot better place, to be honest with you.
For sure.
So Miami is a place that people just come to fit in.
Right.
And like Diddy says, you come to Miami thinking you're gonna take over Miami, Miami's gonna chew you up and spit you right back out.
Yep.
And that's a big fact.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, like, they can't get in where they fit in. You see what I'm saying?
Because they don't fit in.
Exactly.
They're trying to fit in.
Exactly.
Like me, I always stayed in my own lane. When I started working with Booby Trap, big shout to Booby Trap Enterprises, you know, that's a family that, you know, took me in when I was a young DJ.
Right.
And, you know, they showed me nothing but love, you know. RIP to Rob Caprio, he was one of the original owners. Phil, Greg, Big Mike, that's the family right there. You know, I'm currently working with them now. We're doing a bunch of big projects, you know, so I want to say a big shout out to Booby Trap. They were like one of the biggest companies to support the Tonerock brand.
For sure.
And really take my name to the next level. You know, so shout out to Booby Trap on the river, South Miami, Doral, Pompano, the whole collective of clubs, you know, because they're really making a big influence in this rap game. You know, we the #1 strip club in the world right now.
For sure. And it's crazy how you talk about the rap game. We have so much talent from Orlando. You know what I'm saying? And that's just saying from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Orlando.
Tampa got a few little rappers.
That's what I'm
too.
saying.
Jacksonville.
Let's just say from Tallahassee all the way to Miami, we could name probably over 50 plus rappers that are actually successful.
Fort
Or actually
Lauderdale, Broward,
come
West
on.
Palm.
Yes.
You know?
You just keep climbing up, 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 up. So that's what bothers me. It's like, come on, why we can't make bangers all together?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something that I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
On Fridays on the patio at the river, I just spoke to the big homie, Big Mike.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, I want to do an open mic. I want to start bringing out local talent. I want to start bringing talent that comes from Atlanta, from California, from B-more, shout DC, shout Chicago. You know, there's a lot of rappers in a lot of places. So I want to do like a contest to bring all the rappers and all the singers. You don't necessarily got to be a rapper or a trapper.
Yeah.
You can sing reggaeton, you can sing, you know, shit. You sing a nice country song, we'll put you in.
For sure. So you basically trying to start a new wave.
I am, man. I wanna give people opportunities. Because when I was coming up as a DJ, anybody said, hey, Tonerock, I got you. Come over here and we're gonna give you a nice check.
Yeah.
And we're like, nah, we don't give you that $100.
Yeah.
You're gonna DJ for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then 100 grew to 200, then 300 in a hookah, then 400 in a hookah and a little bottle. Then, you know, so little by little in these last, you know, 14 years, 15 years of my actual grind and experience, you know, I realized, man, you gotta prove yourself. And even now, to this day, I still practice DJing.
Yeah.
I'm at home chopping it up, trying to get the best mixes of the sticky song. But once you play the sticky song, what you gonna play after that?
Yeah.
You know, once you play that Bad Bunny, you know, Titi me preguntó, what are you gonna follow up with?
Right.
If that's the biggest song. You know, so it takes homework and it takes a lot of work. People think DJs just come in and plug and play. It's not a plug and play. We're not karaoke's.
No, for sure. And I think a lot of people got that confused because you got to remember, like, for example, like how you said you had a DJ for 2 hours. You see what I'm saying? You have to keep people's attention from the moment you start all the way to the end. And people are listening to the music. Believe that, even if they're having a conversation.
Hey, you want to hear something funny that I tell every DJ?
For sure.
I say you could be DJing for 4 hours, right? Let's say you got a 6-hour set. You make one mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, that DJ sucks.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
No, that part,
Let's keep it 100 though.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
You do one bad mix or one bad strategy, be like, man, what happened to the DJ?
Yeah.
You know, so when you go into that job, you have to be, from the beginning to the end, on point. You can't make no mistakes.
For sure.
None. Because then your reputation goes down.
Yep.
Why you work so hard?
Yep.
Like Jay-Z said, why you work so hard? Stay in the same spot. I don't think so.
To go up.
Go up.
Yeah. So,
Amen.
for sure, Tone, man. Let's just talk about it. I know everybody want to get into it. Everybody want to talk about Lil Tone. Walk us through, man. Tone, what was Lil Tone like growing up in Miami?
Well, shit, like I said, when I was young, I moved from New York City. Then we did the Jersey for a little bit in Patterson and Lodi.
Okay.
And then, you know, my mother, you know, decided to tell my father, you know, I want to go to the sunny Miami.
Yeah.
You know, and it was probably one of the best decisions she could have made, you know. Big shout out to my mother. She's the one that did my backbone.
Yeah.
You know. Puerto Rican from the Bronx, you know.
Oh, so she feisty.
She was a tough cookie on me, but for all good reasons, you know.
Yeah.
Like my curfew when I was young, they used to call me Cinderella because I used to have to be home by 12 o'clock until I was 18 years old.
You better than me. You couldn't have been Haitian and you would have to be home by 8, 9. And the street lines better not cut on.
Oh man. I remember when I was young, like I used to live in this townhouse. This is a good story. So, you know, I used to work out a lot. I was on the football team. I used to play soccer.
Oh yeah, for what school?
I went to Sunset.
Okay.
So when I moved down here, I went to Winston Park, McMillan, and Sunset. They're all Kendall. Shout out to Kendall, baby.
For sure.
Kendall in the building. And I used to act like I was going to sleep, and I would sneak off my balcony. I would climb down my balcony.
Yeah.
Right? And then when I would come back, I would climb back up. Thank God. I never fell. I never fell, thank God. Because when you're climbing up there, imagine my mom catch me on the floor. She gonna give me an ass whooping first.
Yeah.
Then she gonna call the hospital. You know? But it was something that I learned from, you know, just to stay focused, man. Because one day she caught me.
Yeah.
One day she caught me.
What she said to you?
Oh, there was not many words.
That bill came without
it was like they call it in Spanish, the sandals are chancleta.
Chancleta, I already knew.
You already know.
Yeah.
Chancleta was just flying, pulled out the belt. I was bobbing and weaving like Steven Seagal. But all for the good reasons.
Yeah.
Because after that day, I never had to sneak out again.
True.
I said, look, let's not go through this. You know, like,
Right.
I'll go out, give me a time. If I go past that time, you ground me for a month.
Right. Okay, so at least you're realistic. Like, you know, some kids will try to still push their way, but you're like, all right, you know what, you got me, finally. Now, you set the better rule, now you know where I want to be at.
I've always been a negotiator.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always tried to, like, you always got to be realistic. Like I say, when you're in a relationship, let's just say, you got to be willing to give up something, but also willing to gain something.
Right.
Just like in life with a job, you know, with a new opportunity, with new businesses, with new partners,
right,
new ventures. You got to be willing to give something up. Maybe you got to wake up at 7 in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're going to make the bag.
Got to.
Just focus on the bag.
Got
and
to.
your aura and your self-being and mental health.
Right.
Taking vitamins and, you know, doing what's right.
No, for sure. So, Tone, man, let's just get into it, man. What first got you into DJing?
You want me to be 100% honest with you?
Talk to me, Tone.
I started as a times 3. Saved a little money and I got the full package. And back in the day, you know, in a lot of Hispanic families, when there's a lot of women, you know, there's a lot of little stupid arguments.
Right.
So I remember my sister and my mom, they used to argue about doing her hair and stuff like that, which is very normal.
Right.
So I said, man, I don't like that vibe.
Yeah.
You know, so I grabbed some headphones, put them on my head, and I started making my little beats. The beats were whack. But that's what got me here today.
Right.
So then eventually from making beats, I said, man, Jermaine Dupri, Clinton Sparks, all these big producers
Right.
are becoming DJs. Even Shaq's a DJ.
Yeah.
Shaq Daddy,
Yeah.
Mr. Diesel.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shaq. And I said, man, I gotta be a DJ because I need to be on that platform.
Yeah.
And I remember when I eventually, you know, became a bartender and then a promoter, I saw DJ Effect, shout out DJ Effect, you know, one of the OG DJs of Miami. He was getting a bottle of Dom Perignon sent to his DJ booth. And I had brought 110 people to the club that night, and they was bringing me out the Grey Goose with the cheap vodka dripping out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, I maybe put it in the work, but I'm in the wrong spot.
Right.
So I said, from that day, I went that weekend and I bought my first DJ equipment. I paid for my subscription. And I did what I needed to do, man, to eventually make it to where I'm at now, which has been a 13 or 14 year uphill battle.
Right.
You know, I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm not an ultra.
So I know you were talking a little bit about your subscription and all that stuff. So let me ask you this, man, because you basically took a risk. You see what I'm saying? What advice would you give someone that wants to start DJing?
To be honest with you, I would tell all the new up and coming DJs, you know, do your homework. Like, it's a lot different now. When I started DJing, there wasn't YouTube. You know, you couldn't look up how to DJ, how to mix.
Exactly.
What happens if my mixer breaks? What happens if this knob doesn't work?
Right.
You know, so back in the day, like, you really had to learn
Get it out the mud.
how to DJ. And I just want to go back, and I remember you told me that, like, what made you become a DJ. I want to shout out, you know, one of the DJs, and a few DJs that inspired me coming through my career. First, I want to shout out, he was one of my best friends growing up. His name is DJ Vinny Soul. Shout out Vinny Soul. You know, I used to go to the clubs with him and watch him. And I said, man, you know, if I became a DJ when he started, you know, I'd be big right now. And, you know, he's like really good with the I'm not really a good scratcher.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I never really liked the scratching sound, to be honest with you.
Right.
I always liked the mixing, the transition, you know, the sound effects and everything.
Right,
And he's nice. He a little lefty. Ooh, that boy got a mean left hand. So shout out DJ Vinny Soul. You know, he was definitely a DJ that inspired me, and he's a very good and professional DJ. So shout out to him. And you know, there was a lot of DJs that I took, you know, little bits and pieces from.
Right.
You know,
That's how you learn.
DJ Effect, DJ Feezy, Stevie J, a few DJs from Puerto Rico.
Right.
And I just remember I started as an engineer and a producer.
Right.
So for me to mix, I knew, you know, about keys. I knew about certain notes.
Right.
And you could just hear it. When you got the ear, you got the ear. And you know, thanks to God, you know, I got a different ear that's brought me to this level. You know, brought me to the Chop It Up interview.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, let's talk about it. I know people wondering, what was one of your worst gigs or worst venue you ever been to? And what's the story behind it?
All right, I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
Okay.
So, a lot of people don't know that DJs, you know, they in the limelight, but sometimes, you know, the DJs get caught up in drugs.
Right.
You know, and they make bad decisions, you know, by drinking and trying to keep up with certain lifestyles of people. So I remember there was a point in my career, maybe like 5 years ago, that I was doing a lot of drugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna open the bag. I'm gonna open it up and keep it 100.
Right.
Because I've always wanted to tell people the story. So, you know, I flew to Colombia. I got booked. You know, and I went to this party. And I remember my boy was like, you know, a lot of the DJs, they don't do drugs before their gig. They just smoke a little bud, they drink their water,
right.
And then when they're done, you know,
that's
they do what they do, but they handle business first.
Right.
So I remember this has only happened to me once in my life, and it has never happened again. I was doing my little thing, getting a little fucked up. And I had to wait like 8 hours to get on my set. I kind of got to the party a little early.
Right.
And they didn't really have an organized itinerary, like rolling out. So by the time I got there, I was a little tired. I had drank a lot. I had done me my little drugs. And when I went on, I was a little sloppy.
Right.
You know, and after my third song, they were like, yo, you done. Get off. And they still paid me. They still paid me. It was a million pesos. No, it was 2 million pesos, which was like 650 bucks.
Okay.
You know, 5-6 years ago, that was a good rate. You know, that I was charging. Right now, my going rate is 1,000 and up. You know, if you're the homie, I'll do it for half price. If you're family, I'll do it for free. You know, that's how I've always done my work. And I was embarrassed. I was completely embarrassed.
Right.
They were like, Tonerock, we don't want you.
You had to stop it.
And from that day on, bro, when I go to work and I'm DJing, I don't do no drugs, I don't smoke no cigarettes, I don't drink. I'll have my little 1-2 shots, to get me going.
Right.
But I focus on what they brought me there for first, and then if I want to go and drink, I stopped doing drugs, thank God.
Right.
I got into church and I tapped into God a little bit more.
Right.
But that's the honest truth. You know, it was embarrassing for them to fly me from Miami to Colombia, have me with security guards, like I'm the biggest and baddest, and then they're like, this nigga's a fucking drug head, you know? And that's just me being 100% true.
No, that's real, for sure, for sure. Hey, we all gotta learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, everybody got a vice, you know, and it's all about you learning how to skip that vice and you know, get bigger and better, and, you know, tap in with God. He'll give you all the answers you need.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's right at the side of things. So what's some funny moments or something that was just hilarious while you was DJing and you just looked in the crowd and some bro shit was going on?
Oh Lord.
You sound like you got a lot of them.
I do. Working in the strip club.
Oh Lord.
So I'm in booby trap on the river.
Right.
And there's this guy like spending stupid money. So that he's there, and there's this girl on stage, you know, and she's been dancing for like 3-4 songs.
Right.
You know, so she got a little sweat on her. So I don't know why my man decides he gonna put that $100 bill in his mouth and just go straight for the booty hole. And she spreads it wide. Oh man. I had to stop the music and everything.
Dang.
And there's another one, right? There used to be a customer we had on Booby Trap on the River. Some of my greatest moments were at Booby Trap on the River in South Miami. So there was a lady, right? She used to have her little Johnny Walker bottle.
Right.
And she used to be, you know, like the Spanish people, they like to do the percussion.
Right.
Bing, bing, bing. So the girl's tapping the bottle, and she must have hit the bottle too hard. The whole bottle broke in her hand. I stopped the music. And I used to have this, well, I still do. In one of my sets, I have like a laughing sound that goes, ah.
Oh, so you embarrassing people?
No. At that moment, I stopped it. I laughed, and I'll never forget, I look up at Big Mike, and Big Mike looks at me, he goes, damn, bro, you wrong for that one. And it was just a funny moment because the lady was so happy that the bottle broke. And it was something that's very rare because for that bottle to break, it's
like extremely hard.
It is. You know what I'm saying? Just have to chop it up in the building, baby.
For sure.
Big homie, Rico, suave.
For sure, man. So let me ask you this, man. I know some people, they low-key, you know what I'm saying? When they see Tonerock, they trying to know who this person is. What's your relationship like with Danny Garcia?
Danny Garcia actually is a homie that, you know, he supported me because of my big homie Two-Tone. We shot to Two-Tone.
Right.
You know, Block Royal. He's like an old school OG.
Right.
So Two-Tone, you know, has always tried to put me in situations that, you know, like whenever there's like the other day he called me, there was a Tony Touch documentary they were doing in his house. And he invited me, you know, and he's always just trying to put me in places where I could, you know, grow and excel. And, you know, he's like one of my mentors. And he keeps it 1,000.
Right.
Look at Two-Tone's page, he keeps it 1,000. And he put me down with Danny Garcia because Danny wanted to go out. You know, so he came out and supported me a few nights. We shot to Danny. He just won a big boxing match the other day.
For sure.
And, you know, he's another one that inspires me. You know, he's Puerto Rican like myself, and he's just hard worker, focused. You know?
Right.
He's not lost in the sauce.
Like he get the job done.
Yeah, and boxing training is very hard. You know? And I built a few relationships with a few boxers, and he's actually one of the boxers that, you know, I respect. And, you know, I DJed his birthday party on his yacht. He's just always been supportive of me, so big shout to Danny Garcia, a.k.a. Swift. Easy Swift. He's a monster too, boy. You better check that boy out.
Oh yeah?
He's a beast. I even gave him a painting because I was so proud of, you know, like just the accomplishments he's made. So I made him a painting with my artist
Right.
in Colombia. His name is Mateo Labuse. I managed him, and I managed his cousin Elliot Worth. And they're just two talented guys that I saw that nobody really was like, you know, trying to invest any time or money into them. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna invest into you guys.
Right.
So those guys are the ones that inspired all this around me.
Right.
So all this happened, this art, and all this manifestation happened because of Mateo and because of Elliot. You know, so shout out to them. You know, those are my guys, and I got a lot of love for them, bro. They're hard workers.
Sure,
Art is a very different world. You know?
Yeah.
People don't know this, but 1/3 of Jay-Z's billion is in art.
Yeah.
So when I saw that fact, I said I need to dip a dab into some art. And that's where all this came from, all the jackets and sculptures. I got sculptures with emeralds on the eyes. I got Closet Azul bottles that I sell. You know, everything is neon, glow in the dark hats. You know, it's just something different, you know, and it's a different vibe.
For sure.
You already know what's up, guys. It's DJ Tonerock. We out here on the Chop It Up show. Big Chop It Up. Catch me on my social media at DJ Tonerock on Instagram, DJ TONEROCK. And from there, you can pretty much find everything because that's my mainstream and my main platform. And big shout out to Chop It Up show, man. We had a good time, a good vibe.